All right, people, welcome one and all. It is episode 9, I believe, of Karma and Tranquility. We got a good couple of songs coming up here, but first things first, how is everyone doing today? It's officially been 2+ weeks since we recorded last, so Manny was saying we're going to be a little bit rusty. I probably agree with him.
Yeah, we're usually rusty though, so.
Yeah, we're rusty boys. How's everyone doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah. The weather is fucking nice.
Yeah,
It's
finally
getting consistently nice now. I'm excited for summer. What's everyone's go-to thing for the summer when summer comes along?
I think we talked about this a little bit in the first or second episode. Yeah,
we
were talking about our plans. Mm. So we were talking about the beach. So that's my thing. It's always beach.
Always try to get a nice tan. Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm outside working or at the beach, I'm like, all right, I gotta get a tan. Take advantage of the sun.
Yeah.
That's my goal by the end. Just how brown can I get?
You're already pretty brown.
I want to get more brown.
Yeah.
Are you the guy that just walks around anywhere with his shirt off? Is that
sometimes? But I don't want to be like a lobster because I hate that feeling. When you're sunburnt and it's
you ever just you're walking around, and you just casually see a dude in the middle of a market square, just
no, not
shirt off.
He's a full fish in his hand that he's eating,
right.
Like a fried fish.
I'm not that confident. No, only at the beach I'll take my shirt off, but not in public, in the middle of the
in the middle of the city.
Shirt off.
Listen, you'd fit in right there in that city probably if you're doing that. All right, guys. Well, we got a big episode. Why don't we see if we get right into it? Mm-hmm. Let's do it. Welcome to Karma and Tranquility. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I just walked around with my shirt off like that.
People do it in winter too. You see no, it's always flip flops. So people it's in the middle of December and you're like, oh, it's warm outside. Let me wear no shoes, no socks.
Well, it's the same people that wear t-shirt and basketball shorts in the winter, which is my attire, but not in the winter. I at least put a hoodie on, but it
depends on where I'm. If I'm gonna be in the car, I don't care.
Well, in the car is fine.
You know what I mean? It's warm in there. It's fine.
But you're at a Christmas gathering, you're at Christmas Village. You're not gonna.
There usually is one guy with shorts and a t-shirt.
That's what I'm saying. There's always
right?
with the flip flops and shit. There's always someone that just does not know how to dress for the seasons. Anyway, what's been new, fellas? It's been 2 weeks. Anything interesting happen within the past 2 weeks?
Not at all for me.
No?
Nothing's going on with me.
Nothing?
Yeah, nothing at all.
I've been playing my guitar a little bit more, trying to write some songs. That's pretty much it. Just trying to be consistent, be more of a musician. I don't want to feel like a poser. But yeah, I play music and I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
So I learned I think 2 songs from the Strokes.
Which ones?
One was One Way Trigger on the acoustic. It was a mellow version of it, but I got it down pretty good now. So I'm really excited about that. And then what was the other song? It was a song by Adam Melchor. I forget which song.
Moon in the Morning?
It might have been that one. Yeah, I think it was that one.
Because
the chords were a little weird. And I was like, But when you sing along with it, it sounds right. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Just 2 simple songs that are really cool and I love.
Yeah.
What about you, Jared?
I went to a fan expo 2 days ago, where I met Hayden Christensen, Rosario Dawson, all of the Clone Wars cast, The Office people, and a lot of cool cosplayers were there. They were realistic looking Deadpools, and there were R2-D2s that just rolling around real ones. I have some videos of it, but...
Didn't you get a tattoo?
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm fucking sitting on it. I didn't just get a tattoo that's fresh.
Is it on your butt?
No, it's on my leg. But it has the second skin on it now, so there's blood under it and shit.
Yeah,
I don't know. But yeah, I got a tattoo there. It was fun, but 90% of my time there was stuck in lines, waiting for photo ops, because they didn't really plan out Hayden's time correctly, so everyone got pushed back. I left a line to get back in a line, and so 90% of that day, it was definitely something that should have been planned for 2 days if I wanted to hit up everything else. So that part sucks.
I saw the picture. I didn't even know that's who that was at first. He looks so much older.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, okay. Like, we're getting up there.
He was the nicest guy, like, in the world, though. Yeah, he was so cool. And you could tell all of those people were tired as fuck. Like, Creed from The Office was there. You know he was over it. Like, by the time I got over there to say hi, at the end of that's when I got to say hi to them. I was just, like, shaking their hands and shit. And I was like, hey, guys, like, I love you guys. I love The Office. I just want to at least say hi to you. Meredith was there. Meredith, Creed, Oscar, and Dwight were there, which was awesome. That was really cool.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, because like I watch those people on TV more than anyone else, so it's crazy just to see them in person with how much time you spend watching them on TV. It's crazy. And then obviously the Star Wars people. So that was crazy. But other than that, like nothing else. I've just been working like a dog with you guys. So we all know how that is. Anyway, let's get right into it. Again, guys, we're gonna be rusty. I have notes and I have stuff, so I'm gonna try to do the normal shit, but it's been a little bit, so we got to get pumped though, guys, because today is a big Arctic Monkeys day, which is awesome, because I feel like it kind of overshadows some of the popularity that this debut album does from the Monkeys, but this is a song that a lot of people like associate with the Arctic Monkeys. One of the songs. It's Mardy Bum. That is Mardy Bum. Does anyone even know what that means?
Oh, yeah, I did look it up. It's good to ask.
For some reason, I didn't even look that up. That's the main question I fucking have.
Mardy adjective is a British dialect from the North and the Midlands, meaning spoiled child, childish sulkiness.
Yeah, it says moody, petulant, or sulky. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or they said like another like just like a random tip I found about it. Alex Turner gave the term Mardy Bum to talk about someone who's always in a bad mood, moaning about everything, and just plain like a pessimist. Yeah.
Okay.
So we all know someone probably.
Yeah.
You could think of
Mardy
someone.
Bum.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
Probably
sure.
me.
Everything.
That's me.
Everyone has one, guys, whether he's sitting across from you or whether he's somewhere else. No one knows, but we all got one. But 389.4 million streams.
Wow.
On Spotify. It was released with the album 1/23/2006. I don't think it was a single, because I would have put that in there, which is incredibly surprising. Written by Alex, of course. It is number 17 on the NME's top Arctic Monkeys songs. It is basically reflecting on the universe theme of love, communication, and the trials faced by couples in maintaining a healthy connection. Yeah, there's a lot of parts of that, but I did actually write down what Mardy Bum means, and I didn't actually pay attention that I wrote it down. But yeah, it's everything that you guys said. And the song success contributed to the band's growing popularity, leading to sold-out shows, numerous awards, and a dedicated fan base. So this song was a big deal for them. Probably the biggest deal of any song on this album besides I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor. I think that's the case. So this is a song that you could show somebody if you were trying to get them into the band. I think you guys would agree with that. Like, this is one of those, like, staple songs. Mm-hmm. But before we get too into it, you guys ready to give this a listen?
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's do it. All right, guys. That was Mardy Bum by the Arctic Monkeys. What more can you say? Just kidding. There's a lot. That song is
ready for the rating.
Yeah, all right, guys. Let's just jump right to the ratings. There is a lot to say, but it's just simply it's one of their best songs. For sure, one of their best early songs. It kind of has a little bit of everything in it for anyone. Like you got a guitar solo in there. You got some slow parts. You got some fast parts. You got some heavier parts. I have a lot I want to talk about in terms of like the musical pieces of it, which is important to me. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this thing?
I was gonna say, yeah, I agree. Like, I think it's probably like one of their top 3, if not their best song on that album, especially like from the beginning. So it's
on
nice,
the album or just overall?
I would say probably on the album.
Okay. Okay.
Like personally, overall, maybe like top 5, but like on the album, definitely like top 3.
Yeah,
Probably
easy.
not the
I
best
think.
one.
Yeah.
But I like it's like another song that like it's a little slowed down compared to like some of the other ones that start off like really really fast paced, and like heavy. But like it does kind of turn a little bit heavy and like a little bit fast paced. So it's a nice like tempo that the song has. That's really much I had to say like that part of it.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, there is a lot in there. There's like a little bit of like, I think it's like the first song that we hear of them if you're going like in order. That like everything else is very violent and very fast, and this was like, oh, okay, like, hey, we can do this too. I know it was Riot Van, but that's just kind of like a very slow melodic song, right?
Yeah. There wasn't any of some of the stuff that was in this,
right?
Yeah.
It reminds me more of like an instrumental. Like not instrumental, like an interlude instead of like an actual song. Even though it's an actual song, but
Riot Van could easily be like an orchestra song. That doesn't have any real instruments.
Yeah, I think like this is a nice like introduction to like what more of like their second and third album would eventually sound like. They start to pivot away from like that angrier side, but like Jared said, right at closer towards that end, it does give you shades of those early songs where they just start, kind of hitting them drums, and it definitely starts to pick up a little bit. So
yeah, I think I'm understating too. Like this song, I think is on this album the most 2 formula that you can be. I'm not saying 2 formula is TOO. The most like 2 like how a hit song can be written. And I'm not someone who likes songs that follows formulas, but like this one works. Like it's catchy in a way that's not like corny. It's not like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a cheap catch. Like it's not like a chant, like a weird I've got the eye on the tiger, the Katy Perry shit, like a corny shit. It's catchy. It's catchy. It follows the formula. It's verse, chorus 1, verse 2, chorus 2, guitar solo, bridge, and then But like this one I think is the most 2 formula that this album has, but it's also like good. I mean, you can knock that out of the park, like a song that does have a formula like that. And that's, I guess, just a me thing. I appreciate songs like that kind of go all over the place. And I think it's still perfectly put together. But this is the song, I think, if you're going to choose a song off the album that you want to show someone, I think this is the most appealing to the masses out of any of the songs on here. Because I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor is a phenomenal single, but that could be considered too heavy for some people.
Right.
Whereas this has, like, a perfect medium. Because if I were to show someone them for the first time and had to pick a song off this album, this would probably be the one.
I was going to say,
Go ahead.
All the bad boys crack.
I'm drinking soda and I'm realizing that was a mistake because that always gets my fucking throat all sticky and shit.
Oh, guys, I'm dying here. I was going to say, when I first met Jared and like when we got to talking about the Monkeys, I was thinking about this. This is probably one of the first songs we talked about. Like, hey, like you should listen to this song album. I was like, like I know them, but I was like, I don't really know this song. So I was like, let me check it out. And instantly I fell in love with this. And I remember listening to it the first time because I think you guys sent it to Sherry. And Sherry had played it too, and she was like, "Do you know these guys?" I was like, "Yeah, I know these guys."
I'm pretty sure she knew this already. I think she knew more about the Monkeys than I did, even before I got really into them. I don't know the timeline, but it's been a while.
It has been a while, yeah. But I think we were both driving to work. I remember I was in her car with her, and she played this. We were on the back roads, and it was just like, and it was like a nice sunny day too, and I was like, this is a good vibe.
Yeah, that's what it is, and I don't want to understate it. Like this is one of their best songs. So this song is phenomenal from beginning to end. We can jump into what stood out to us. To me, specifically the bass was big on this song, and I think you guys could hear it just as well as I can in this one. It's kind of out there. It's not following. It's kind of doing its thing. And like I told you guys before, what I love about the bass when someone's able to do it is when they're playing the bass and they're able to follow the rhythm but also go all over the place on the fretboard. He was going boom 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 boom. Like it's like he adds a lot of fill in there, and for a bassist to do that, instead he could easily just go like just do that boring shit, but he didn't do that because they're better than that. But the bass I think was purposely put towards the front because it does kind of help push the song out in terms of how it stands out, in my opinion. But the drums were also cool. Like I love the part in the solo when it's like I love that part. So a lot of things, but I do think for me the bass stands out the most for the song. I know as a bassist I love playing the song. It's so fun to play. It's not too complicated, but it's unique enough where it makes the song even more complex, which most formulaic songs don't have complexity. This is a formula song that has complexity, and again, that's a Jared Epps thing, but I don't care. That's how I think of them. It's not a bad thing. They did it well, but a formula song can be bad. That's usually the thing, but this is not that. But the bass stood out the most for me. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think like with the bass kind of gives it that I don't know what the right phrase would be. It gives it like life, if that makes sense.
That's a better way of explaining it. That's what I was trying.
It's like the heartbeat of the actual song. It gives it like that little bit of funk to it that makes it really fun to listen to. And we heard it on a really good speaker, so you could really hear it clearly and hear it kind of carry the song, and then everything else kind of blends in nicely to give it that pop like the drums do. That would be my 1 and 2 as well. Is the bass along with the drums. Phenomenal. Like I love it. Yeah, it's a great song.
I agree. For me, it's the drums. This actually it's first time, but for me, it's personally the drums. Like right when they kick in, the whole song. I like how you said like it's complex because like when you listen to it deeply, the drums are not like a simple like. It's just like they're just constantly.
I heard some hi-hat. Like moves in there that I never heard before. Like he's like a little bit like more than just a like he was like there was a lot of that closely, more than I ever really listened to before. So there's a lot of that's what I'm talking about. When you can add when you know to add more but not add too much. Like that's how you know that you're a professional. Because I know it's like corny, but when you think about like Dave Matthews and like that drummer. That I don't care what anyone says. That drummer is one of the best drummers. Neil Peart, if you want to think of someone more popular, like Neil Peart and the Dave Matthews drummer. I don't even know his fucking name. But like they're all over the place all the time, and it fits their style. But in a song like this, it wouldn't make sense. But he still was able to add some unique parts to it that made it him. Yeah. But without it like being too much for what the song was trying to give you.
No, absolutely.
So that. The ability to do that, especially as a drummer, is the hardest thing because as a drummer you can fill like with a million different things. On a guitar and a string it's tough, but with the drum you can do whatever you want. Right. But one thing done in the wrong way can change the course like the whole song.
Yeah, mess up the whole thing. So.
Yeah, and this song they do a good job on each person being more complex, without it being like overbearing to what the song is trying to do.
Yeah, it's another good example of like. Pretty much everyone here got a chance to shine, and they kind of did it all at the same time. There was not really like there was that solo, but even before that, with like how the song is structured, everybody kind of has their own little flair to it, and that's hard to do. It's hard to cram that into. How long is this song?
3 minutes, right?
3 minutes and 53 seconds.
Oh,
so
shit.
That's a hard thing to do in under 3 minutes to get everybody in there.
It felt longer in a good way. It felt like longer than that because, and that's what we've said so many times. Like, how many songs did we say by now that are like, oh, that would have been perfect with a solo? Yeah. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, this felt complete to me, even though it was short, which is fine. But how you guys feel on the guitar solo? To me, I think it's one of his like weaker solos, and it's still good. But I think in terms of quality and what they do in the future, like I think this is one of the weaker solos. It fits the song.
Like, I was gonna say, I think it fits the song perfectly though. Take any other solo that you love of his, and try to work it in this song, and I don't think it fits. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, maybe not like one of his overall best solos, but it just fits in so perfectly with what they've built up to that point that it's one of my favorite solos that they have. So
yeah. You think?
I agree. I like the solo actually. I don't think it's probably like his best. I agree. It is a little basic, but I like the way it flows with the song.
Yeah, and
it's like it's one of those things of like kind of how you said, Jared, of like not doing too much, you know?
Yeah.
And that's where like I think the easiest place that you can do that in is a fucking guitar solo. Like you guys have been to live shows. How many times have you seen a live show of like a band that's like not really well known? Maybe they just started recently, and there's always that one. It's like Jack Black in School of Rock.
School of Rock. Yeah,
where it's like, dude, like all right, like we got the rest of the song to play. Like you're doing too much. So
unless you're Prince, if you're Prince, you can play a solo as long as you want to, because Prince is a fucking god. But yeah, that's what stood out to me. Is it time for the lyric section?
We could have lyrics.
What you got? Let's do it.
You see, the one thing I did it right away was his accent is really strong in the song too. Sometimes he loses it in his later songs or like
Cuddles.
Yeah,
remember Cuddles in the kitchen.
You got Arst.
Arst, yeah.
You got that little Arst there.
I'm surprised there wasn't a Daft in there anywhere.
Oh, he didn't say anything about food either.
Yeah, no food in this one.
My favorite was the Right Hard. Right Hard. What do you
Oh,
think?
I know what you're saying. I actually forgot to say something about that because I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, at first, I remember when I first heard the song, I had no clue what he was saying. And I
Wait,
was like,
what part?
"Oh."
It's
He goes up and away, but it was right hard to remember. And he's saying it's
it's right hard. Yeah,
but
like
it's spelled
hard.
Reighgt, and that's another dialect from the UK, like British, which is really funny. And it's nice that he
it's
brings
like-
it into the songs.
Yeah.
it's really right, like kind of
Yeah,
like
it's
really
kind of
hard
like
to-
yeah, exactly, yeah. Or like sometimes they'll say like proper, like it's proper hard.
Yeah.
meaning like it's hard. Yeah, that's all that means.
proper.
I like just a lot of the accents he brings to the songs and like the different dialects.
Yeah, I think that like in terms of lyrics, like this is another one of those examples of like it's not a lyric heavy song. Like the melody really carries this one for me.
Yeah.
The lyrics are catchy, but they're not like, we know how Alex Turner is in terms of depth with lyrics. This
Yeah.
is not one of those things of like, oh shit, did he mean this or did he mean that? Like it's pretty for me anyway. It's pretty straightforward. It's not bad, but
it's more like the musical, like the
It's
meaning of the song.
The delivery,
the
how he
delivery.
delivers it. Like I love the part where he's like, "I'm in trouble again, aren't I?" The way that not the lyric itself, but the way he sings that specific part. And we've said that a lot about Julian because Julian has godlike delivery on his lyrics, even if they're not that great. And this one I don't think is bad lyrically. It's still interesting. Like pulling that silent disappointment face, the one that I can't. But like this is my whole point with Alex is that we said this last week. Like he's so good at describing things in a unique way. That's such a basic event. Like like your girlfriend's looking at you weird. So he writes pulling that silent disappointment face, like or when you're all argumentative and you got that face up, like. We all know what he's talking about, but I wouldn't be able to describe it that way.
I wonder how much of that is just like because we're from the U.S.
Probably a lot. I guarantee if we
Like, is that
purposely-
just like a normal? I'd be curious to know for like any UK listeners. Is that just like standard?
Yeah.
Like, because I'm sure our slang. If you guys heard our slang over here, you might be confused at some of it. Like, why'd they say that?
Like
I
your, like YOURE, like maybe they say something else. There's also that, what's that the Led Zeppelin song that's called Dire Maker, or it's like D''YER, and I've seen other UK people use that. It's I pronounce it like dire, but it's not. I gotta look that up on what that is. But like that's just an example of like things that they do versus like what we do.
Yeah.
I have no clue what it is.
Either way, we like it. That's
Yeah.
that's
Exactly.
The point. We like how he phrases things.
Yeah, it's do you like this is
Okay.
what I'm talking about. It looks like this, like D''YER.
Oh, I see.
Do you
okay.
or do
that looks like
do your-
old English.
I know that's what the song is called. It's like Dire Maker. Do your it's a Led Zeppelin song. And I've seen that in another song recently. And it's like, oh shit, I thought that was just a them thing. It's like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what? So yeah, when we see stuff like that, it's probably like the same way for
normal.
them sometimes.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
like the lyric too. Yeah, I'm sorry I was late, but I missed a train and then the traffic was a state. Instead of just saying like, oh, like I was just late, or like, oh, I ran late, I was out of time. He kind of like goes into depth of why he was late, and then he talks about just like the human condition of like running late, being in the traffic, missing a train.
One thing after the other, like yeah.
Yeah, not much to it. Very it's a love song, but it's kind of like a funny love song because he's like singing about the things that are annoying. Like that's something that I would like to do.
The
Like
stuff that he's doing wrong.
yeah, or shit, like, he's doing wrong.
apologizing.
It's funny. Like I feel like that'd be something I would like to do. It'd be hilarious.
Can you think of a song that's like similar to it? I have one written down.
To this and what in terms of style or
No, like, in terms of like the meaning of the song.
No, but what's yours?
no wait, hang on. I'm not gonna be able to do it, but I want to try.
okay.
I wanna try.
Let's let Will give his, and then that might jar your brain a little bit
Okay,
to come
alright.
up with
It
one.
might make me get mad because like, oh, damn, that's the one I was gonna pick. The one I looked up and it was like, yeah, a lot of people were like, yeah, I agree, this song is like it. Was
Call Me
Yesterday from the Beatles,
Okay.
where it's like kind of that song's a little bit more sad, like melancholy.
Yesterday, my
Looking
troubles
forward,
were
like-
so far away, and then
Yeah.
like, it's no.
You don't like that one?
What?
Yesterday.
I love who doesn't
No.
like Yesterday. No, yeah, I was just trying to sing it in the style of Mardy Bum, but I failed because I kept getting mixed up. My brain didn't work.
That's what I think this song reminds me of though. I agree. That's how I wrote that down.
I was thinking of an excuse to use my Paul McCartney voice. It's fucking horrible.
That's your Paul McCartney voice? Oh my god.
It was completely a joke. But I've been listening to Fly on the Wall podcast, and it's Dana Carvey and David Spade from like SNL. And Dana Carvey does this perfect Paul McCartney impression.
I could picture it.
Yeah, and I've been having, that was a bad one, but I've been in the car while listening to it. I've been having more success mimicking Dana mimicking Paul than actually listening to Paul and mimicking Paul, because he's just so Dana Carvey's.
No, I have
so
that
good.
same thing with Donald Trump. Like I can't do Donald Trump, but I can do like which one? Who was it on SNL that did the? Was it Alec Baldwin?
Yeah,
I could do like
Dana Carvey does a really good. He's an SNL guy too. Yeah, that's where Dana Carvey's from. He does a good, and they both do it the same way. It's the same.
Yeah,
like,
I can
thing.
do it. I can do it like he does it, but I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. I have that too.
Anyway, sorry. Okay, yesterday is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What reminds you of that? With that, which part of it?
The yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away, and then like the same thing, like Alex is like talking to the girl, like, hey, it's not really a big deal. Let's just, remember all the times we were in the kitchen, we're having fun,
Oh, I got you. So the meaning of it is what you mean. Okay, I got you. Nice.
Like leave all those bad troubles behind. Think of all those good times. Let's just dwell on the good times.
Yeah.
That's what like the meaning of the song, like Mardy Bum is, and it kind of reminds me of like yesterday. I was like, yeah, I agree.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Cool. Anyone else have anything more on the lyrics for it?
No, that's all I got.
Good.
Yeah, I think are we jumping into the
fan thank you, Manny. Manny's keeping me on track. I was struggling to think for a second on where we're at next. Let me scroll all the way down to figure this out here.
I just want to say too, really cool band idea, right? No one's ever done this before, and if they have, then send it to me because I want to hear it. But after this is all done, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna sit down, right? We're gonna create our own band, and all of our songs are gonna be in Old English style. So start studying. Actually, you specifically, Jared, because you're gonna, your vocals as well. So we need you to just kind of be on. We need you to be our Alex Turner in ye Old English, essentially. So just start working on that.
I'll be candid with you guys. Lyrics sometimes are not my strong suit.
Okay, well, how about this? Me and Will write the lyrics. You just need to translate it into ye Old English.
That's fine.
And then from there, we're
I'm good with melody. Like I'm good with that. And I guarantee if I really try, it's just my lyric style is like random. Like it's. I bet if you just listen to like Fall Out Boy, right? That's the easiest example I can give right now.
You're wearing a Fall Out Boy shirt. That makes sense.
Oh shit! I forgot what I was wearing. But no, like how like some of the shit that they say like doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah.
Like because Pete just like writes things like that's how I like when I think of a song, I think melody first, and then I like sing words to the melody, and like that's what I write down, and then I try to find like meaning into them, which is cool. I love that type of writing.
That's probably the easiest way to do it. I feel
but I struggle to write about like happy things all the time because they end up turning out like yay yippee like happy songs like that, like it's so I don't write about like sad shit, but I just write about stupid shit like it's a nice day outside, or I don't know. The inspiration has to hit me lyrically. Like I don't think I could just randomly come up with it. Like I'd have to go to the park and purposely try to write lyrics if I'm gonna write lyrics. And I just never had. I never like did that.
That's interesting because I'm the opposite. Like I have lyrics, but I don't know what like tune to put it to, and I'm like so I just give up.
Well, that's the good thing about having people in the band because like that's perfect. I'm good with taking lyrics and I can turn them into something. I just don't think I'm the best with that. But anyway, fan comments from Mardy Bum, guys. Let's see. Krung, you guys, first name you're making me struggle here. Krung the PMA. Look at this. Am I supposed to know what that is?
I feel like that's the second Krung we got. Hold up. Oh, Krung the Maha NK?
Yeah, close enough. They really slowed down this song in their later years. A nice change of pace, and it makes it sound more like an anthem. Nice. I didn't know it was faster before. Zoc Stone said, I remember hearing this song in 2006 and thinking, yeah, this may be one of the best living songwriters. I was not wrong. Yep, he definitely is. Smile Jonah 555 said the acoustic version they played in Glastonbury 2013 was one of the best performances of the song. I was lucky and they played it this year when they came to my city. Was in tears all song. Favorite Monkey song. Nice. RVBBS said masterpiece, but also a classic like 505 or Fluorescent Adolescent, both on the next album. The Simple Gamer 07 said, remind me of Too Many Family Members.
What? What does that mean?
Maybe just some of the ways that he described. I don't fucking know. Maybe the I don't know.
It reminds him of too many family members?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Maybe
What does that
Jamie
mean?
has a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are they just like, did they used to cuddle in the kitchen, but now they don't? Like, I don't know what that means.
Listen,
so.
everyone had a different upbringing.
That's true.
Who
That's
knows?
True. Not judging.
Yeah. Haggis 69420 said, I tend to find in Sheffield pretty much everyone agrees it's overplayed and just kind of a gimmick. It's good on the first 100 plays, decent on the next 100, but it gets old after that. Don't get me wrong, not a bad song.
I mean, you could say that about any song, though.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah,
Like, it's most songs that are considered quote-unquote singles, even though this isn't, like, it's one of their, it's like Someday or Last Night, or with them, probably at this point, I Want to Be Yours, because it's all over fucking TikTok all the time.
Yeah.
Or, like, I'm not a massive 505 fan, because that's, like, the main one that I listened to for so long that people would tell me to listen to.
But it shouldn't, like...
But it doesn't affect... And he said afterwards, like, don't get me wrong, not a bad song, though.
Right. Yeah. If you're, like, the type that you're like, oh, I really love this song, and then because you've heard it a million times, then you're like, okay, I don't like this song anymore. Like, that's an odd transition to me. Just, don't listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
just don't worry about it.
There's a reason that you listen to it so many times that you
no
played
one
it
listens
out.
to the radio, so why are you worrying about something being overplayed?
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
who
like
cares?
it's like it's
like you're overplaying it yourself.
Yeah, you're like
you're doing it to
I'm
yourself.
gonna play. Oh shit, this thing's overplayed. I
Right.
can't.
Like,
Yeah. Caracola Zool 869 said, pretty sure Mardy Bum is one of those tunes that really can't be disliked. It's just a timeless classic that brings old and new fans together. And then this was interesting. TTMEF said Fluorescent Adolescent's cousin. I can see that because the tones of the guitar, the drumming is really similar, and I was thinking that too. Or I knew that it reminded me of one of them. I do agree with that. I think there's a little bit more distortion in Fluorescent Adolescent, but still really close. Like the sounds a lot like the like it's like very similar. Yeah. G Snazzle said the guitars bounce off the vocals so well in this one. Great lyrics and such a bouncy, catchy vibe to the whole song. Yes, it is. And then last one, you'll do nut in it, or you'll do nuttin'. Oh, you'll do nuttin'. I completely fucked up.
You're struggling.
Yeah, much preferred this version to the one they did in 2013.
What is that from?
What?
That's from something.
What?
Oh, that's the Conor McGregor. That's that you guys have ever watched UFC?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know what it. Oh, my voice cracked. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a Conor McGregor reference. Nice, I like that.
I wouldn't have done that. Yeah. Anyway, rankings. Someone else has to go first for this.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll do it. So I feel bad for saying this, but like I was gonna rate it a little lower, but just hearing it on like better speakers, and it has been a while for me. I'm like, damn, I forgot like how...
It boosted mine a little bit.
Yeah, I forgot like how good it really was.
Because I haven't put it on in such a long time,
right.
because I've listened to it so many times.
Yeah, and again, like it's not... Like for this album, I really prefer like the heavier, louder stuff. You know, but... So anyway, to skip all the BS, I would say... I'm going to put this one at a 4.4. I think I was going to have it at like a 4.0 maybe, somewhere around there. But just hearing it again for the first time in a while and having it be like crisp like that on those speakers, yeah, that boosted it up a little bit for me. What about you guys?
I was gonna put it at a 5. Then I thought about it. I said, it's not what I would consider a masterpiece, if I'm being really, really honest. So my rating for it overall is 4.8.
4.8, okay.
Yeah. It does have a high replay value though. Like not like instantly like I'm gonna play the song 10 times in a row, but I can instantly I could hear it several times a week and like it the same each time I listen to it.
Yeah. Now I wonder how much of that though is because you pretty recently discovered this song, right? Like you heard it for the first. How long ago was that in the car?
Oh, that was like, like in terms of recently, that was like 2, maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
Fairly
Like
recent, yeah.
For someone like how that comment the guy was saying that you know, oh this is played out. Like for you, it's probably not played out yet.
Probably heard it at least 100 times.
Okay.
So I'm at that like that letter right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you've heard it a good bit then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say like 4.8. It's a great song. It has, a really fun like tune to it. The meaning of the song's a little sad, but it's like I like how he has like a story part of it. It's not just like words, or it's not just like what's some of those songs like Fake Tales. Well, that one has a story to it.
It's not one of those songs that I think they intended to make like a catchy radio single type thing, which I think maybe not now. Yeah, I think like nowadays, like I don't think that they care that much about that kind of stuff. I don't mean the Arctic Monkeys. I mean like labels and such. Because like you can just drop a surprise album, like and like people are gonna stream it. It's not about getting it on the radio. Yeah, they do it all the time. So like,
what did you rate it?
I rated it a 4.4.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. So I think like it's one of those. They had to put out something though that was gonna be like, catchy and playable.
Yeah.
A lot of those other songs like you can't just like play anywhere. This is the type of song where I feel like you could play. You could be grocery shopping and hear this song back then.
And it is a good vibe too. Like, it's like a song you go like grocery shopping to.
Yeah.
I think about it like walking like through the park with it.
Yeah,
like being outside like a sunny day.
Walking in the Giant, you got headphones on. Yeah, I got my Giant song on.
I'm just saying, like you hear random
grabbing flour off their shelf.
Right. Yeah, like you could probably hear a song like that, but like Fake Tales of San Francisco is not going to be at the grocery store. Like it's just not a song that they're going to play on the radio like that. So yeah,
I see what you mean.
I have to give it a 4, because like, I just fucked myself early on, because I would have rated, I bet you're looking at the dance floor a little bit higher, because I think it's just like a little bit of a notch below it.
What did you give dance floor?
A 4, because that's when we were doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. I would have given dance floor probably like a 4.4, 4.5, and then this would have been a 4.3 or something. But I gotta stick with where I'm at now, because I already know like which one or what because there's a song coming up that I'm gonna rank. It's gonna be the highest rank that I have for this album coming up. So I gotta also think about that. I gotta think ahead a little bit. So that's where I have it there. But if we didn't screw ourselves with the rankings early on, which we'll probably revisit at some time, it would be ranked higher. But it's a phenomenal song. I prefer that, like Manny said earlier, I prefer the heaviness of some of the other ones in this album. I think this album is the one for that. So I can't put this like above a song like The View from the Afternoon and I Bet You'll Get on the Dance Floor. Like they're both over 4.3s for me, like those two songs.
Do you think that this song should have been on a different album? Like maybe their next one?
I think the only one it could go on if it's not on this one is the next one. Yeah. But I do think it's still... If any of them is in like a weird spot, it is this one. So like it could, but then you'd have to think like I wonder which one off the next one would go back, and I don't think any of the other ones on the next one would fit in this one. So it's kind of tough. It's
it would
kind
get pushed back somewhere else.
Mainly the only one, maybe is it The Only Ones Who Knew on the next one? It's kind of quiet. Yeah. That one I feel like could be on this one, but they're the only two I would swap if anything. But still, that one fits that one as well. But. Yeah, 4 for me, 4.4 for Manny, and 4.8 for Will. Good
another reason why I rated so high. This is like the time when I also discovered the Submarine album. So it's just like that's one of the songs that was like special in my heart.
So you were just getting like smacked in the face left and right with just bangers here.
You get bone slapped,
right. Mm-hmm. Just Alex Turner all day, every day.
Yeah, just
stop.
Yeah, don't stop. Oh yeah, I mean please stop.
Oh no.
Oh Will, no,
please stop.
I'm Will. I'm the horny one on the podcast. My name's Will. Getting absolute dick slapped by Alex Turner.
Oh God.
Listen, I welcome it. Anyway, all right, guys.
You said I did.
Anyways,
on to the Strokes. On to the Strokes. We are doing When It Started by the Strokes. It was released on October 9th, 2001, recorded September 2001, so a month before. Julian is the writer. This is the one that replaced New York City Cops on the U.S. version due to 9/11. Manny actually told us about that. I did not know about that. New York City Cops was on the single, but when 9/11 happened, they obviously had to replace that. 16.7 million streams, so quite lighter than the last one we just did. It is number 62 out of 72 on their top Strokes songs, number 62. Boring stuff, but played in C major. I don't know if we're going to go over that stuff anymore. I do think it's cool, I guess, for some music people. It It was interesting that I read that you could play it in a minor, emphasizing the minor key more and still play it, which I like. I like the music theory stuff like that, but I don't know about the fans. But the biggest thing too is that this song was in Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire. And if you guys feel like you don't know what we're talking about, it's probably because you missed it because it's barely fucking in the scene, even though it's on the soundtrack. It's the part when Flash rolls up in his car and picks up Mary Jane while Peter's talking to himself and the bus comes up and he misses it. All you hear is the beginning drum part as the car passes by, and that's really all you can fucking hear.
It's so funny.
Yeah, what's weird too is like, because I remember being around that time. And, like, it's just odd to me that they chose to have, like, the cool jock kids listening to that. Yeah. Because that's not what they were listening to. Maybe New York was different. Maybe it was.
Yeah.
But as far as I knew, like, a lot of the people that were listening to the Strokes were just, like, degenerate burnouts. Like, they were the fucking weird kids. You know what I mean? It wasn't the jocks sitting
These
in their
guys
car.
were listening to hip hop and shit.
Just like, yeah, or like whatever was on the radio playing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Yeah, they were probably listening to like fucking Busta Rhymes or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. No shade
Hybrid
to Busta
Theory.
Rhymes. Yeah, or Hybrid Theory. Yeah.
Was that? Am I an idiot? Was that 2001? When did Hybrid Theory come out?
Yeah, I think
that was 2001, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Isn't it crazy that's completely off topic? But how did that album come out that early? That album sounds so ahead of its time. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
That album's fucking crazy. Anyway, When It Started by The Strokes. You guys want to give this bad boy a listen?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, fellas. That was When It Started by The Strokes. That was a fun time. That song is a really unique song to me. Like, when I think of, like, the most random song on the album, I think that has to be it. Like, to me, I can't think of another one on this album that just sounds, like, so completely like weird.
It sounds from like almost like a different time period.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And like the way that everything does its own thing. The bass is doing it completely like boom 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 while the guitars are going digga digga down.
Is that the bass the whole time, or are they trading off back
that's
and forth?
Bass. It's the bass. Yeah. Right. That doom 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 doom. That's the bass. 100%.
Okay.
It's just turned up a little bit, like in terms of treble. Which is how this whole album sounds like that. But that's definitely the bass. And it's cool. It's just so, the whole thing. But the drums, like, everything works together on this song. It's just, to me, it's and I know I used this word before on another song, but it's like a Frankenstein monster type song. Like, everything's doing its own thing. But that's what happens when you have a band that has two guitarists that are so good that each do their own thing. Not every band has a rhythm guitarist and a lead guitarist. To kind of do whatever they want to do, and they're both so good at just trading off and making each guitar part, because there's guitar parts in this that you don't even really hear unless you purposely try to listen to the background, because a lot of the time you hear like the ding ding ding, like, but in the background you have like Albert going burn burn while he's going ding ding ding, like it's a lot of that going on. But the best way for me to describe it is just like it's just a weird song. It's a great song. It's a fun song. It's just weird. Really fun, yeah. It's like a carnival. What do you guys think?
I was trying to find like a way to describe like how it makes me feel, and like it is like a carnival where it's just like random shit going on. There's no like structure to it. And it's like a carnival where it's like, well, I guess carnivals are kind of structured. You're like, all right, you got your Ferris wheel here, you got your carny games here, you got like your water games here. But each carnival you go to is kind of different, I guess. But it's like just random shit going on. Yeah. It's kind of like a roller coaster, like where there's like, oh shit, now we're off the rails. Let's try to complete it. Yeah. So you don't know where it's gonna go. There's no structure to it. It's really fun.
Yeah. For some reason, every time I hear it, I think of Scooby Doo. Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? Like that's what I think. Every time I hear it, that's all I think about.
Well, when I said like it does sound like it's from a different time period, and for some reason when I hear it, I think of like the 70s, and like Scooby Doo is like a older, you know what I mean? Like is Scooby Doo take place in the 70s? I feel like it did.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Hold on, we got to look that up for the Scooby Doo's sake, but it does sound like it.
Scooby Doo lore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't think it was that. Oh my God, 1969.
See what I'm saying?
Holy
like
shit.
when I think,
All right,
when I think
all right.
Scooby-Doo, I think of the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that
Scooby
funky-
Dooby Doo,
Yeah.
where are you? Dum, 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 dum. Like it sound. That's how I think
that
of. That's what I think of every
yeah,
time.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo does a lot of crossovers. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Yeah,
like in
a
the
lot
last
of
video.
them.
Imagine
Yeah.
they do like a Strokes crossover where like
Oh, they could.
they team up with like the Strokes to like solve some fucking mystery.
And, like Julian goes, Julian goes missing, and they pull the mask over, like Julian, and he does that laugh from that video. He goes, ha ha ha. Dude, that video I sent you or you guys of Julian with the when he's like, fuck, what is he like? He has like a sword in his hand, and he's like going up on. I sent it to you too on
I know what you're
Instagram.
talking about. I just
He's like, time to go, tally ho, and then he just like disappears. What the fuck is he on half the time?
We are wasting our potential. We could be pitching these big ideas, and
Yeah.
this could be our job.
Yeah,
Wasting our time.
crazy. Anyway, when it started, so what popped out for you guys first on this song?
I want to say the drums, but like that's too obvious. Definitely like,
drums?
the guitars, like how they're trailing off. Because like when you listen to it, yeah, the drums, like the heavy how it starts
Yeah.
off,
Yeah.
and then it kind of leads to like the instruments and the guitars. But the part where it slows down, and he goes, anything they wanted, they could have it. I like the guitars where it kind of muted in the back, where it's like,
Yeah.
that little like fast strumming. That
yeah,
part really
fast and,
speaks
like,
to me. I
quick.
love that shit.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, so it's definitely a couple of things like we touched up on it. First off, like I want to say like in the middle part, this is a good example of like how we were just talking before when you're doing like solos and stuff, and like you can do too much. And I think this would have been one of those songs where they could have, in that long break that they took, like they could have just went crazy with a solo of some sort, and they really didn't. They just kept it very basic, very simple. And I think that's one of the reasons why it reminds me of like those older songs from the 70s, is because like that's kind of how they were structured, right? Yeah, there were solos and such, but they were very simple. So there was that, but the main thing for me is like the guitars, because they have like that unique sound of keeping like, I don't know, it's weird. They were going like up, but then like an octave below, and then back up, and then back. It was like they were trading off, and that's why I was confused. I wasn't sure like, is that the guitar and the bass doing that, or are they just in? I don't know. It's a weird the way that the song is structured. Like you said, Frankenstein. There's a lot of moving parts with it.
Yeah.
So that's really what stood out for me is the actual guitar work.
Yeah.
It's funny because at first I didn't really like this song, but now the more like we listen to it, the more we talk about it, it kind of grows on you.
Yeah,
That's the point of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Is that there's gonna be a lot of that, especially as we continue to go.
Like a part of me like really just was like didn't care for it, but like now I kind of like I appreciate it more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil anything. It's definitely not it's not the strongest on the record, but it's like, it's better than. It's the one that you like forgot was on there. That, at least to me, it's the one that I usually, and I never forget any songs on this album. But if I were to ever, this is the one that for me is like that. But I hate to go to the bass twice, but the bass just stands out for me. It's phenomenal, and like the guitar, like this whole song is so complex musically, and that's the shit that I like. Like, in there's the beginning thing. You got the drums, like and then you got the bass going but in the background you got the guitar going so you got like
right. It's just confusing as to who's doing what in this song.
Yeah.
But somehow it works. It syncs together very nicely. So.
Yeah, but the bass for sure throughout the whole thing. I feel like that's, to me, that's like the clear. I do agree with the guitars are also complex, but that bass line just takes over the whole thing. Like, it kind of follows the vocals a little bit. The won't decide, doom doom doom. It like goes down with it, which is really.
But then
cool.
it kind of trails off until it gets.
It does,
thing.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. So to me, like, but I also love this one. I wish I had a drum kit in front of me. It would be so satisfying to play the.
That's the other thing too, is like he kind of keeps the same tempo. There's like Fab doesn't really get much of a break in this song.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like he's just from the very start, he's just kind of on the same pace. Even during that, well, I guess I'm trying to remember with like the solo in the middle.
I think he's still.
He was still kind of doing minimum. It was a little bit minimal, but yeah, he was still had to constantly keep one hand going for sure. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think the cymbal was always the same.
Yeah.
It's always at least that speed.
I was gonna say that the live performance for the MTV, like the $2 bill to a nickel club. Can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, the Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little slowed down than the recorded version.
Yeah,
and I really like that.
See, I don't like that. Some songs that they play in that concert is like 10 out of 10 phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But there's another song that they play that we recently just did that they played it a little bit slower, and I was like, I don't really like it that way. I don't remember. I'd have to go back. I don't know, but. Go ahead. Sorry, you like it slower? You said with the way they played it.
I prefer it faster, but I like the faster version better. But I do like how they slowed it down to perform it there. I was like, oh, and you could hear the instruments like, you can hear the guitars a little bit better.
I guess if you want to like between all the chaos of what most of that is, maybe that is the best part about it being slowed. But yeah, to me, I think the bass for sure stood out. Man, we were all following the lyrics. What do we got? Are we moving in the lyrics section?
So yeah, I don't have much. Like, this is another song. Like the lyrics are kind of like it's not like witty.
So I like this one. First of all, why is it? Does anyone know why it's called When It Started? Because I don't understand what that has to do with anything with the song, unless we're just being idiots here.
The song confuses the hell out of me. Like I don't know what. Like the lyrics are very hard. Like the meaning of it, I kind of got some grasp after some research.
There's not much to read, so we can read it. Yeah. So won't decide, but he won't debate. Said thanks, my friend. Thought it was too late. Oh why, I don't know. So you think things move pretty fast out here. We'll just wait, my dear, till you look up there. Or maybe someday you'll know. Had a second kid, was an early night. Got to be well dressed because he hates to fight. Oh, loves his job, takes it home.
They say he's talking about, like, Julian's talking about his dad in the song. So I get that part where loves his job, takes it home, like the modeling stuff.
And like anything they wanted, they could have it. Meaning like he was just forking out dollars just here. What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's, that's what it has to do with
the
whole When It Started.
Do you think that's what it is? It's another dad song? I feel like we're like saying that for so many.
It could be one of those things of like, it could be a combination of things.
Okay.
Because like the ending doesn't really make a whole ton of, I mean, maybe it does. We don't really know like all of his personal life, but like, does she warm the room? Does she warm the room when he comes, or does he just know how to leave when it gets cold? I don't care.
Yeah.
So.
I did write down my notes, some descriptions of it. It's like the opening verse speaks about someone who won't decide to be expressing gratitude for something they thought it was too late. It raises questions about missed opportunities and the passing of time. It ends at a larger perspective, suggesting that there is more life than what meets the eye. The more introspective touch upon how people often failed things, they have anything they want, they could have it. The outro repeats the phrase, I don't care. It's simply a powerful statement about freedom and attachment from worldly concerns. It's to suggest a sense of liberation or one let goes of worries. The grammar's really bad in that note, but yeah, I get that. I guess that's the gist. But I guess for me, I'm just terrible at like describing what lyrics are supposed to be without taking an hour to like try to dissect them like that. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm just so bad with that for some reason.
We also have to remember, like, when it comes to Julian specifically, like, you're probably not going to understand everything he's trying to tell you. It's kind of one of his, like, it's one of his things. He probably likes that. He probably likes people not really, like, oh, did you mean this or did you mean that? Or, like, what is this? What is that? So I think, like, it's just another one of those Julian songs.
Yeah.
It's catchy. You don't fully understand it. You don't know what it's all about. You can have your own theories and such, and that's what makes this era of the Strokes so much fun.
Yeah.
As opposed to like their newer stuff, right? Because it's a bit more like we know them now more. But at this point in their careers, like you really didn't know them that well. And even like how Will says all the time, like it's kind of hard to go back and do research on this era. Yeah. You just don't find that much stuff.
Early internet.
Yeah, and I don't think, Julian's not the type that, like, I don't think he's going to divulge a lot of that.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays. Like, he didn't do it back then, so he's very unlikely to do it now. Like, why would he?
Yeah.
My theory, when it started, I feel like Julian, like the reason he named the song was like when it started, like this is kind of like his like declaration of like if he is talking about like his dad, like him kind of branching off from like his family and doing his off thing, like doing his own thing with like the music or like a band, making music and stuff like that. Instead of like going into like business and like modeling, like retail, like trying to make a bunch of money off just random shit. I guess he's putting some art or something out in the world, some of like his expression and stuff. That's what I think of when it started. Like this is his like dependence or like his like declaration of like, all right, I'm gonna do my own thing now.
His Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
The Julian version. Julian's the funniest fucking guy in the world without trying. Like
the Casablanca's version.
Dude, I feel like we all get along with him so bad. All I would want to do is like I'd laugh at everything he does now, knowing like what he's really like and like his humor. It seems like, dude, he's so fucking funny. Like, yeah, it's fucking crazy. All right, is that all we got on lyrics here? Anything else for it?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pretty easy, pretty basic song. It's still a good song, fun song. Let's get to the fan comments. Oh my god, we got a whopping 48 comments. So let me just narrow these down a little bit here. A lot of comments on the bass. Ideal. The bass in the song is elite. The bass after I don't care because it's free slaps so hard. G Snazzle, who comments on a lot of the stuff. I know that name. Love this one. Probably the best bass on the album, save for the title. Wait. Probably the best bass on the album, save for the title song, and it fits the themes and general vibes of the album better than New York City Cops, although I do love that song too. Vic Sage 16 said, it's my go-to example when I discuss the flow of a track list. I don't like this song very much, but I think it's much weaker than New York City Cops, but it suits the album and that placement on the album much better than New York City Cops. I can agree with. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, New York City Cops doesn't sound like it would be on a record to me. It sounds like it's a separate single. Mm-hmm. That's how I've always looked at it. Khan said New York City Cops is my favorite song from Is This It, but this slaps equally. Aaron Rules a Lot said probably my second favorite song from them, or at least most listened to, Thread of Joy being the first. That's a really good one. Can't wait for that. Joel Royntz said it's the most underrated Strokes song next to Gratification. Love it. Rex said there are a handful of people who can clearly say they were at that concert, and I'm not one of them. So they're talking about the MTV concert. Yeah. Helpful Antelope 678 said best bass line of any Strokes song because, jeez, I can't read today, guys. You're gonna have to do this next time. Best bass line of any Strokes song besides Is This It, and it's like a perfect pop song. I love it so much, and one of my favorites by them for sure. A few people in a row saying crazy underrated, which I understand. Someone said a top 3 Strokes song. That's awesome. A lot of people also saying that the live version is the best version of the song, the clip that we posted on Reddit.
It is really good.
Yeah. Puzzlehead Poem 91 said such a solid song. The last lyrics made me love this song though. Come on, tell me, does he warm the room when he comes, or does he just know how to leave when it gets cold? Yeah, that's a good set of lyrics, although you gotta kind of break it apart there. A lot of people comparing it to New York City Cops, which makes sense because it was supposed to be there. And then someone mentioned, funny, this song was in Spider-Man and it's even credited as being in the movie and you can't hear it like at all. Almighty Wrath said that. It's so crazy that that's how it's in the movie. Last one. Bundle of Nervous 2 said, I like it enough. The bass keeps it from becoming an extremely mid-song for me. That's you know what? I respect that opinion. The bass kind of does give it a sense of, like, uniqueness. Like, there's a... I don't think it's... if I'm comparing it to the rest of the album, I get why some people would think it's mid. But when I think about this song at all, that bass is where my mind goes to all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, you keep going. I have a question for you, though.
No, go ahead.
if you could put this song in a different spot in a Spider-Man movie, or like make up a scene for it,
it wouldn't make any fucking sense at all. The song does not fit a Spider-Man movie.
I feel like it fits it, like the drums and everything, the upbeat. I'll put it in like a
there could have
scene
been
where
something like where he goes to like take off or something.
I'll put it in a scene
I
where
don't
if
think it
he's,
would
like,
be anything with him when he's Spider-Man. I think maybe it's playing in like a locker room in the high school. Maybe a
he's walking
montage
down
of
the
him
hall.
getting beat up or something.
Okay,
like
yeah, I
it
can see
goes
that.
it goes through like him. How his life is at school, where he's like in
Yeah.
gym class, like
I can see that.
and then it cuts and he.
I would have put in the part where he's running late for class, or he's like running late for the bus. Like the
Oh,
drum
that
part.
too. Yeah, like a montage where he's not Spider-Man. It would
Yeah,
fit.
yeah.
I would have put
Yeah.
it at the
But imagine
part-
him swinging to
No,
the.
here's the perfect part. No,
No,
they should have played it like when Uncle Ben dies. That's when they should have played it.
The drums, when he's crying and like
Yeah.
Right,
face,
it's
he's like,
when he looks
Maybe-
up to go
think
kill
about
the
it.
robber that did it.
How many times like think about it. At the time, like just assume that song right came out at the time that was all taking place in his life, and let's just say he was a Strokes fan. How many times in your life have you heard like a recent song, right, and then you're at like work or something or in school and you can't get the song stuck out of your head? It could have been one of those situations like, hey, Uncle Ben is dead, and he's just like he's like, oh my god, but in his head he's just hearing like the song itself.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like it's plausible. It could have happened.
no, when he stops the criminal and the spotlight goes on.
Fucking Aunt May getting blasted by the Green Goblin.
Right.
He's playing it on his glider. He has like a speaker system in his glider.
Do you see what I mean? These are
distortion.
we should be doing bigger things, guys. This is all
Yeah.
stuff that we could pitch for a new Spider-Man movie.
It is something we could fit.
They should have brought back, you know how they brought back like Tobey and everyone else. Sorry, spoiler alert, whatever. But if you haven't seen it by
There's been
now,
enough time.
yeah, it's been enough time. But like they should have just bring back the Stroke song for 3 seconds. That'd have been funny.
Just that one scene was like driving by.
Right.
I remember that.
Oh, that's good. That's fucking good. Oh my god, bro.
Sam Raimi hit us up. We have
Yeah.
other good Spider-Man ideas. Probably.
When Toby has his crying face on, it's
Or like, what is it? The third one, the second one, where he does like the weird, where he's like in his emo phase.
that's the
And
third
it's
one.
The third one, okay.
Yeah.
That play it then.
Or in the second one where he's walking, where he's all like happy because he doesn't have his powers anymore, and
Oh,
raindrops
yeah.
are falling on my head or it's playing, and he's just like walking, and then trips and he's eating a hot dog. He's like, as the like cops go by.
I should been listening to that song because I just watched the movie.
Every
time I wake up and it's sunny outside.
Yeah. All right, rankings. Who's got one?
When it started.
I think Jared should go first on this one.
Okay.
I'm curious.
3.6.
3.6. Okay.
Yep.
That's about what I thought you would have it.
3.6. Barely Legal was 3.8. I think that was the lowest one.
If you took the bass out of like what it's doing, let's just say it had a simple bass.
I still think it's
Does it
cool.
drop or
Not. I don't. It's like such. It's such an important part with it, but I think I like the guitar, what the guitars are doing enough to the point where it wouldn't like kill it. Like
Okay.
it wouldn't go all the way down to like a 2 or anything. I still think it's a good song. But I think it's the weakest song on the album. So I'm not gonna make. Barely Legal is a better song.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I put it there. So I'd say like a 3.6 for me there. But like that's still over the halfway mark. It is a
Yeah.
good song. It's still an enjoyable song. But yeah, I think that would be to me the weakest song on the album for sure.
I say like a 3.8. Just not to say like I like it more than you or anything like that. Just like the rating wise, it's very
I
close
like it
to like
more
a 4.
than you.
No, not to like
Fuck you,
top
I'm
you or
giving
anything.
a higher score.
I just mean like it's great where it's very close to a 4. Where I almost really like it now. But I just feel like it needs more.
Maybe you just need more time with it. That's Manny's big thing.
That's
He
true.
needs more
Yeah,
time with it.
sometimes- Yeah.
But I wouldn't give it like a 4. There's some songs where I'm like, all right, this is automatically a 4. It's not anything lower than that. For me, this is like 3.8.
3.8. Okay. Manny, what about you?
So I like the comment where like the guy said that it was very underrated because I agree. I would actually put this at a 4.1.
All right.
Just because this is like classic Strokes for me, so it's hard to like rate it so low because this is one of the songs like when I heard it I was like, oh shit, like this is, how do they keep doing so many different fucking things? That like blew my mind when I was a kid. That like, hold on, there's only 5 strings on that thing. how are they able to make all these different sounds? Like, it really is just like a...
So you think it's better than Soma, Barely Legal, and
I think it's comparable.
Alone Together?
Yeah, I think it, at the very least, they're all like bunched up. I don't remember offhand like what I gave all of those. What was the lowest one? What was the lowest one of those that I gave? Like a 3.8 or something?
Soma got a 3, but that was back when we were doing whole numbers.
Okay.
And then after that, Barely Legal got a 3.6.
Okay, yeah. So like I could float it around in there somewhere. I'm really thinking of like, you know, kind of how you said like the live performances and stuff. Like I love that version of it. As opposed to like the album.
Definitely go 4.
Yeah, it's just one of those. It's just a cool song. It's I don't know. It's just classic Strokes.
Yeah.
You could, you know, if you catch me on another day, maybe it's like, you know, maybe I'd rate Soma. Obviously, like I would definitely rate Soma higher. Soma would be like a 3.6 or something.
We got some, some that we fucked up on.
But they would be like right there, like neck and neck, like 3 point whatever, you know. So but for now, I'm gonna say it's a 4.1. It's a good song. It's underrated.
Cool. 3 good rankings there, guys. Well, that was a good 2 fucking songs there. It was good. We weren't that rusty.
No.
I'm a little bit rusty on fucking reading today. That's about it.
And you got glasses on.
Yeah. Well, when I'm done work, everything.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. When I'm done work, the contacts come out and the pants come off. And that's how that is.
Your pants are off right now?
Well, I have shorts on. I'm not putting on fucking jeans and shit for this. I want to be comfortable.
Yeah, I gotta stop wearing pants. It's that weather now.
I fucking hate pants. They're hugging my goods and it's too much.
I've been scratching my leg. I got
Which leg?
hairy Italian legs.
Okay.
My left leg.
Cool.
She's just flying over me today.
Yeah, you didn't even know what I was saying. I don't even know if Manny gets it yet. Do we forget anything? So we got to do what we're listening to. Well, we got to do what we're listening to.
Yeah.
But why do I feel like there's something else though?
You always feel that way.
I guess.
We hit all
I just want to give our
markers.
fans everything they deserve. Okay?
You hit all the marks, and then you're like, damn, I feel like I'm forgetting something. You did literally every episode.
So what are we listening to recently? I already said the Lemon Twigs, but their new album came out, so I've been listening to that very often. But if we're not doing repeats, I'll have to take a look. Manny, do you have anything off the top of your head, or do we all have to?
I've been listening to like a lot of things recently, but and I can't remember if I said this in one of the other episodes. I probably did, but just pretend I didn't.
Okay.
But I've been listening to a lot of like the older like punk goes pop albums.
You
They're
didn't
so
say
fun.
that before.
I didn't say that. Okay, good. Yeah, man, those, because it's a lot of them are songs that like I wouldn't care for. You know, like a Taylor Swift song, or like, I don't know, a ton of examples on there, but to hear it in like a pop punk style, which is like definitely one of my favorite genres of music, is just so cool. Like one of my favorite things about music is like covers. I feel like we don't give like it's kind of frowned upon, like, oh, it's a cover, or it's a cover band. Yeah, but there's just something about being able to take something like that that's already popular and good to a lot of people, and then to flip it and make it in a way that like someone like me understands it and is like, wow, yeah, like one of my favorite ones is Chocolate by Knuckle Puck, which is they're a great band.
Nice.
The song itself by the 1975 are a really good band. Like they're very talented, but it's not really like something I listen to all that often. So when I heard the Knuckle Puck version again, I'm like, fuck, like those are good lyrics. Like that's catchy.
Yeah, check that out.
Yeah, so check it out if you haven't. They're fun. It's just a fun way to hear songs that you probably already know, maybe don't care for.
Yeah.
Might find a version that you like.
Yeah. Nice.
I really like just to touch on what you said, I like to hear like covers too, but especially like when it's like a guy only saying the song and then you have like a woman singing the song. It's like, oh, it's nice, but then you can hear like a different like tone of voice or like different pitch, hearing the same words, and it's like, oh, this is refreshing.
Yeah.
Lately I've been listening to like a lot of like really old school, like I don't even know how to describe like I feel stupid, like the genre of it.
What era?
Like Frank Sinatra, like the 70s, 80s type, like jazz, I guess. Yeah, like jazzy type music. Where it's not like really. I kind of took a step back from like my rock and roll usually, usual type of like emo music. So like a lot of like Ella, am I saying right? Ella Fitzgerald, yeah. Louis Armstrong. Who are some others? Etta James, Nat King Cole.
My phone's on Do Not Disturb. How the fuck does that happen? Seriously, how does that happen?
Maybe that one person come through.
Sorry, fans.
But yeah, it's a lot of like old school jazz. I should love that shit. Jazz is probably like top
I never
genre.
really got into jazz.
No?
No, it's surprising because, you know, that's like a genre that has like a lot of musical influence in every other genre, right? Mm-hmm. But there's something about it that maybe I just haven't given it like enough of a chance.
What, jazz?
Yeah, just jazz in general. It's never been like, I think like a lot of people go through that phase though for some reason.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, I like jazz. Like, no, the fuck you don't.
You like jazz?
Like, you don't like jazz, you liar. Will probably likes jazz. He seems like
I
the
used
type
to
that
be
wouldn't.
in like not in a band. I just my fucking goal, but like I used to be a trumpet player, so that's why.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I
was a
also
trumpet
noticed
player in high school, in middle school and high school. I
Yeah.
played the trumpet.
and I really miss it. And I also noticed recently because I was talking to a friend, and they were talking about like old school like Cartoon Network 2000 shows. And they were talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I was like,
I love that show.
yeah, and I was like, I wonder like what was my show. So I've been like listening for like a song.
It's weird that you're saying that because I've been watching Courage lately. That's so funny.
That's a good, yeah. That's another one where jazz is really good. I'll think of Tom and Jerry, where there's not like any words said in an episode. It's just like orchestra, like jazz. I'm like, oh, that's where my love for jazz and everything came from. It's freaking Tom and Jerry. That's like the first show I ever like remember watching when I was a kid.
Yeah. No, I'm more so meant in the way that like if anyone's ever been on like dating apps, especially during COVID, one of the things that I noticed, right, everybody, it didn't matter if you were like male or female or whatever you identify as, but everyone in their profile had at least one of these like random things, and it was you either like plants, you love reading books, or I love jazz. Everyone had one of those, if not all three.
I don't know one person who likes jazz in my life like that.
I just always assumed
my pop-up.
Yeah, something like an older, but yeah, I always just thought like when I would read bios like that, I'm like, you're full of shit. You don't like jazz. Name me a jazz artist.
Name
that's
me not the usual people.
Right. Yeah, you can't name like you're full of shit. You just want to sound cool and edgy and whatever. But Will doesn't strike me as that type. He probably does really
Will's all
a lot of people are like, you're weird, like you're a serial killer. That's serial
killer. If you read Will's dating bio and it says that he likes jazz, you can believe him.
Yeah, I believe it.
We'll co-sign on that.
Yeah.
He's not lying.
Damn. Well, those are all good interesting things. I am listening to a band called Placebo.
Placebo?
Yeah. They were recommended to me by a coworker a long time ago, and they came up on my recommended, and I listened to them. They have, like, their lead singer has just, like, one of those voices that you, like, listen because you like their voice big time. Mm-hmm. But then their instrumentations are really fucking good. Like, they're not heavy rock, but they're definitely harder than just regular rock. No screaming or anything, but it's really cool. If you ever want to listen to like just a good rock band, like they are one, there's a song called Battle for the Sun. It's a really fucking good band and really good song. So that's the only newish thing I've been listening to that I haven't said already. I've been on a big like podcast kick recently. I haven't listened to much music in the past couple weeks. Ever since I discovered the Fly on the Wall podcast and stuff. So I haven't listened to much new stuff, but I gotta get back on that. Anyway, guys, what?
Oh yeah, see, that's why I took a step back to like my jazzy classical music. I was like, I don't really want to listen to new music right now.
Yeah. Well, we gotta go to a piano bar sometime and just go and watch.
Well, 12 different instruments they're playing. What the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah.
What is this?
There's a flute in there too.
There's a flute.
Like the jazz flute from Anchorman. It's a flute. I love that movie so much. Anyway, guys, it has been another week of Karma and Tranquility. Thank you guys for listening. Please rate and review and follow and all that fun jazz. We love you guys. We'll be back next week with I can't keep all these fucking songs straight. Next week, I believe, is the second to last song on Is This It? Yeah, Trying Your Luck and Vampires are going to be for next week's here. Then we got a bonus episode coming out this Friday for you guys, as usual. And we love you guys. You guys got any parting words for the beauties here?
Goodbye.
So long, goodbye. What do you got, Manny?
Go listen to some jazz, man.
I thought he was going to say go fuck yourself.
I thought about that actually.
Go
Fuck yourself.
Go listen to some jazz
and
guys.
Go fuck yourself.
You like jazz? You
Go
ever see
fuck
the
yourself.
Bee movie? Yeah. All right, guys. We love you. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Jared here. Thank you for listening to the episode. You can find us at Karma and Tranquility on Instagram and Reddit, and Karma Tranquil on Twitter. Our link tree is posted in our description and bios for you to find everything we have to offer. We post a full episode every Wednesday and a bonus episode every Friday.